Hello, good morning, everybody, and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby Richardson, and I'll be your guide for today. I'll just see if this light makes a difference. Yo, let's do that one. So today we are going to do questions with tarot, big questions of tarot, and I thought it would be a good idea to talk about contact. And I thought to do that, the first thing that came into my mind was the Pleiadians, because they had already been part of our history with the Atlantis Lemuria age, helping us evolve. And I know that they're definitely coming back. So it was an easy one to know that they're definitely going to be making contact. So I thought, let's ask them some questions, right? Plus, I am from Pleiades. I was found, an elder found me quite a few years ago and said that she was sent by her elders to go find what she called white buffalo hearts and they were souls straight from Pleiades. And I was one of them. So she chose me out of a group of people of about 100 people, and then chose me a year later out of another 60 people. Even though she goes around the world, talks to many people, she just kept pulling me out and said, I'll be working with you and she did, because I was one of those souls that comes straight from Pleiades. So she trained with me for quite a few years. I went to Ohio, went to Melbourne. We did all sorts of things anyway. And that's the elder that took my hand and taught to me telepathically. There's so many incredible stories, actually, that's to do with her that I've got as well. And also I remember when I was 19, I had this really incredible vision within my head. This wasn't outside myself, even though I have a lot of visions of actual things that are outside of me, that I can see like they're real. This was within my head, mind's eye, and it was of these pillars, like Roman pillars, but it was a home, and the home was butted right up to the sea level, and dolphins were there. It was like the dolphins were part of our family. They were like our brothers or sisters, like souls from our family had gone into the ocean, and they become dolphins in their next life or something, and they always came up and we could converse with them. We could talk to them telepathically. So there was this, and with that came this absolutely peaceful feeling. And then when I decided to do the portal series, I had the same blissful feeling over me through that whole portal series. Anyway, so I have a lot of interaction with the Pleiadians, and I know they're feeling very well now. So I will tap into them. They're very heart-based, very gentle, very utopic, still mind, clarity. It's almost like living without any concerns or worries or anything like that. I'm trying to explain it to you so that you know if you ever feel it. But it's really hard to explain a feeling. You either get the feeling or you don't, and the feelings, to put into English words is quite difficult. But it's like a serenity, like just this open serenity, like an open field of beauty. I can't describe it. Anyways, hey Sky, hey Vanda, hey Javia, hey Cherie, Julie, good to see you guys in the chat bar again. I love you guys heaps. Don't forget, before I start, I am doing masterclass. I'm going to advertise in every single reading that I get. So yeah, the masterclasses are on the way. Still working through the very last telepathic one. I have to fine tune everything, make sure it's all good and that. And I'm also adding, I just keep getting these really cool ideas for telepathic games. So I'm really excited about the telepathic games. And so I'm putting them all together as well. art, you know, lots of beautiful pictures and stuff like that. Plus I'm using my Zen cards, which I created years and years ago. So I photographed all of them and put them, they're actually to help with telepathy. That's what they're actually for. So I've put them in video format as well for you guys to use over and over. I'm so excited. Any case, there's a lot of information, especially the pineal gland video. Oh my gosh, the downloads that came with that just kept on pouring through me, which was really exciting. And the telepathic one as well. It's like this open door of, whoa, information that just poured through me from my guides. They were definitely your teachers as well. So the teachers in those classes, from as in the benevolent beings, are my Acrturian mates, my Pleiadian mates, and the CYANIANS as well came through. So that's who's teaching you as well. Any case, let's get into, yeah, I'll just quickly go over what it actually is, because I've had a few people when I put it up be a little bit confused. So there's absolutely 4 videos that you will receive. They're already pre-recorded because I wanted to put beautiful pictures in them and really make it into like an actual classroom and stuff. And then and it's just easier to do it that way. And then we will also, there's going to be 4 chances, although you don't have to take every chance, to do a Zoom call with me as well, so that we can follow through the progression of the videos and you can talk about what you've done and how you're going and ask questions and all that sort of stuff. So there's going to be 2 times in the AM and 2 times in the PM. So one week will be an AM and then the next week will be a PM. I'm not sure about the timing just yet. I'm still working on that one. And then the next will be an AM. Because of people on the other side of the world, I wanted to make sure that you could at least attend 2 of them. They're not recorded because I just like, I wanted it to be a free space so that you can be really one-on-one with me and have, you know, that feeling of, well, I'm not going to be, you know, recorded and put on YouTube or anything like that. So you feel free. And then also we've got all the videos of the games that I'm putting together. I've got 4 games already. I'm probably going to do a few more before the end of this month. So really excited about that. Heaps of work in it, but I'm really happy to do that work. So the prices have gone up now. It's pretty much it's just $240 for the whole package. Just made it easy that way. And so it'll be, yeah, a whole month of lessons. And yeah, I'm really excited. If you guys are interested, it's Australian dollars. So, gosh, if you're over in US, the dollar is $1.52 to $1 Australia at the moment for US. So you're not paying that much at all for all of that. Any case, let's get into this reading. That's enough plugging, right? Hey, Mark, good to see you. Okay, guys, let's get into the Pleiadian feeling. Yeah, they have a very watery feeling as well. And the reason why I'm bringing them up is because it helps me tune in and tap into them as well. They have this watery feeling. It's like a calm lake, these colors, and ice blue comes in a lot with Pleiadians, these colors. Yeah, this is another good crystal for Pleiadian crystals. That's fluoride. Just that color, this color. Sorry, I'm saying, oh, you can't really see that color so much. It's a lot lighter. Anyway, Pleiadians, right, let's get into contact, please. And we're going to ask the question first up of why contact at this moment? Why Why would you come and make contact with humanity at this moment? So we're going to go through the questions: why, how, who, where, and when. Maybe when's always a difficult one, but we'll try anyway because we're doing it with tarot. So first of all, we'll do why. Why would you come and talk to humanity at this moment? I'm not even going to ask, are you coming? Because I know they are coming. So I'm just going to go straight to the why. Why? You have a story to tell us through the tarot's plays. It would be easier. Story to tell us through the tarot. I'm not going to presume anything. We will, because I can channel the messages through, like you know, but I just want to get the story first from Pleiadians. Why? Why would you come and talk to humanity at this time, please? Why? We've got one. Oh my gosh, it's a good one. That's come through. And I'm also like, I want to fine tune, I want to really get into their energy. So it might just be taking a while for us to, oh no, here we go. We got one that flipped over. I'm always interested as to why it flips over and goes back into the deck. I just sometimes might make a difference to the actual story that's coming through. Why? Oh, I just, the feeling that I got off that card. They really make me get into my feels in a big way. Okay, any other, that one wanted to come out. Okay, any other cards that want to come out? Yes, one more that flew out. We'll go with those 5 for now. So we have, okay, these 2, that one flew out that way and that one went out that way. Okay, so this is what we've got. We've got the Page of Pentacles came out first. So this is an offering. Oh my gosh. Why? Why? Because we want to offer you a gift. We want to ground a gift. Like Pentacles is a coin. It is the grounding symbol of tarot. So it means that it's going to actually be in our physical form. So this is like the perfect card for contact, because you know, if you're going to ask about contact, this is a person that's a new beginning. So he's a page, he's new, he's offering something, and it's grounded in this reality. So this is an absolute, like, we are going to be contacted by the Pleiadians. So why? Because they want to offer us something. They want to give us something tangible, something that we can use in this world for the next higher frequencies that we're matching. And that's exactly what this card is all about, matching higher frequencies. Look at this lady. She literally looks like, you know, she's in the water. So it's an emotional offering. So here I was just talking about the water and all of that, that's what I feel with them. And they come from their heart base. The chalices or the cups are all to do with the heart base. So it's an emotional heart-based offer. And it's going to gift us the serenity. Look at her. She's like in a place of, like, a utopic place. She's just living in this good feeling. And so I'm really feeling that they want to offer us or ground these good feelings so that we can actually have a beautiful place to live in. Then after that, the card that came out it just gave me the shivers, because there's a tug of war happening. The why is also because of the tug of war. See, we've got this kind of war between you know, others that are happening on this planet, and that war is at its end point. It's like that. I'm literally seeing that rope in the middle snap. Like it's got to the point where it's going to snap. The war, the friction between, or the letting go. There's going to be a letting go of this warring within our consciousness. And then we got so that one That one flipped out and went into the deck. So that was the one that actually went back into the deck. So it was like, this is over. It's not actually falling out as in the contact. This is over. It's going back into the deck. It's not going any further. And then we have the Four of Wands that came out. So this is unity coming together. Why? Because they are our family. They're part of our history. They're part of who we are. They want to celebrate with us the work that we've done. They want to celebrate and have more fun. Like, this is literal marriage material, like unity coming together, breaking free. The peace doves that are flying in the top of that card as well. The 4 is the symbol of, the 1111 is the symbol of 1111. This card is the symbol of manifestation. You can't make contact with them unless you have actually got to a higher frequency of manifesting within your own right as well. But so the why would be that we're meeting them at a certain level of consciousness. And then we have the Four of Swords. We've gone within. We've finally we've finally had enough. Like this Three of Swords is before this card, which is like stabbed in the heart by the outside world. It's just whatever happens just keeps on stabbing us. And then we take out those swords and we move up to like placing them beside us and doing the inner work, seeing where our inner self needed to develop. So why? We've finally got to a point where within our psyche we have developed enough to realize that it's not all about outside of ourselves. It's also about our inner work. He's meditating. He knows that he has to do the inner work to be able to make a difference now. He's not somebody that's going to blame the rest of the world. He's pulled those swords out and looked inside and gone, why has this happened to me? So why would they come now? Because we've done the work. We're going in, we're doing the inner work. And you couldn't connect with the Pleiadians unless you've done that inner work anyway, to some certain extent, because they have a certain higher vibration, and they can't, like, if they all came when we were in the middle of this war that's in the center, that tug of war thing, then they would lose themselves as well. Literally, like those that have come straight from Pleiades, that have been born here, have gone through the absolute mill and back. They keep on, even before this reading, it was really funny, the story that kept coming up. The story was when Parisha first met, she went around the world. She was the elder that went around the world to find buffalo hearts. And she was the teacher of the Pleiadians. And it's so interesting because if you've ever seen the movie, there's a movie with Nicolas Cage in it. Can't remember the name of it at the moment. I will remember that, though. It was one of my favorite movies. And there was contact made, and there was a teacher in that movie, and her name was P. Taylor. And it's so ironic because they had the knowing. They had the beings that were like the CYANIANS, and she said that's what we're like. Anyway, when she was talking to us, she said that when she went out to find all of the buffalo hearts that come straight from Pleiades, she said she thought she would find enlightened, beautiful, happy, gorgeous souls, people. But what she came across was so victimized. Everyone was in tears and disarray and problems and massive problems, and really cut to the core of their hearts and stuff like that. And she did not expect that. But that's because when something of high benevolence drops to something so low, it is absolutely confronting. And even though we didn't do all the hard work that the you know, held all the codes of the witches and the wizards that went life after life and got persecuted and all of that. The fall was so dramatic for us that we just completely, you know, lost our emotional ability and probably ended up crying most of our lives. And so she was really surprised that if they came now, if they came through that warring zone, it would not work. It just would shatter their existence. Only those that had the perseverance could become, or had to learn a valuable lesson of this, could become, would be born in a human form from Pleiades and from the higher frequencies. So, any case, that's the reason why. The reason why they're coming, they want to offer us a beautiful gift. They want to give us something physical. They want to expand our heart space so that we can live in a utopic world again. And that was the one that flipped back in the card. They're coming in now because we are finally breaking the wall within us. And then they want to share and and come together as a unity. Like, this reminds me of a human, and then we've got maybe a Pleiadian on this side, although she would be wearing blue. I always see Pleiadians wearing blue for some reason. That's just silly, but it's just one of those things in my head. And then we have why? Because we've done the inner work. We're gone within ourselves and we're doing the inner work. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple of these cards quickly as well. Hey, Celtic, good to see you. I love it how you do that in the chat bar. You're such an awesome friend. It'd be so good to one day meet you guys, but we could do the Zooms. Anyways, here we go. So why? Just the why. Oh, too many. Come on. Really? No, that's way too many. Like, we had about 8 cards fall out there. We'll just put them all back in. But we definitely got one. Ooh. Why? I'm going to take that one because it wanted to fall out and I caught it. And we've got a few here. So let's have a look at this. Oh, these two come out together. Okay, so why? This is the void card. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. I really feel like it flew over that side. I feel like this is where we're at right now. And because they're like, hi, okay, I get it. So I'm looking at these crows in this tree way out in the distance sitting up there. Anyway, just to let you know, I wish I could turn the camera around and show you. But in any case, the void. So we are right now in this void, and the void means it's no turning back. So why? Because we've got to the point where we are not going to turn back anymore. We're crossing the threshold. Then the next one was the child of cosmos. Intelligence of the universe lies within you. So awakening to the fact, humanity's awakening to the fact that they have this light within them, and that the void will shine the light up. Like when you're in nothing, the light becomes stronger, with the understanding that you were always the light to begin with. You always had it within you to make the shift, to cross the void, to become what's naturally you, to let go of all that wasn't you to begin with. And anything can be you. They're telling me anything can be you. Someone can actually program you to believe that you are less than what you are, and if you believe it, you become it. But there is a shattering of that you could become way more, that you have the capacity to become way more. So why would they come now? Because this is where we're at. We're lifting the veil, and this is the next one, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go, because we're finally lifting the veil. We're going through. Why would they come now? Because we're lifting the veil. We're seeing beyond what was it was the reality of it in the moment, but it is also an illusion in the fact that you now know that you are way more, and so that becomes and then the next card was empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. We're looking in a mirror in the reflection of that, of our life. So they're showing me the reflection on the mirror is actually reality. So when we see in our reality that we have people around us that are reflecting something that we don't like, we're starting to realize we don't have to put up with it anymore. We can make different choices. We can come back into the stillness of ourselves, that void, and we can choose something else. So when we are, why? Because we're going to choose to meet more benevolence that are reflecting a better story. That's why. Okay. So now we're going to go into how. Hui. How. And I'm going to take these, this is 2 decks together. I'm going to take these big oracle cards for some reason. How is this going to happen? How is this contact going to happen? So this is Lucy Cavendish's decks. There's 2 of them. One's Alice in Wonderland, and I can't remember the name of the other one at the moment. How? Oh, sorry, I was focused on the chat bar as well. I shouldn't do that. How? There's so much going on. I love how you guys chat to yourselves in the chat bar. How is this going to happen? Please tell the story of how. Oh, they're showing me another deck as well. So we'll get a couple of these, and then I'll pull that one out too. Is there a story of how? Take that. I've got 2 cards that came out then. How? I'm going to take that one too. The reason why I take these ones is because they're so big, and it's like before they fall, it's so easy to catch them. So we've got how. Let's see what story actually comes out of this. Oh my gosh. Okay. I haven't even read this, but I can see it already. How? There's going to be creative people in this world that take back the power of creation, take back the power of the imagination. They're showing me the painting, I think it's Van Gogh, and he was before his time. And so those that will be before their time and create, they will be the instigators through their creation of allowing contact to happen, because they ground their imagination of their reality on earth. And so the how would be that we will contact them first. They will be one of the first ones that will be contacted, because they've already opened themselves up to being able to be, even if they don't see it as channeling or telepathy or whatever, when you're in a creative mind, when you're truly in creative mind, when you're doing a piece of artwork, you're doing, writing a poem, when you're really in the zone, you are in that right hemisphere. You are in the connection of of listening to their messages. They have poured many messages through many movies. So how? They've already started this instigation. They've poured it through different movies, different even though the ones that were in control of the movies were trying to infiltrate their poison. Oh my gosh. Okay, the poison's daughter. Even though the ones that were trying to poison the movies and all of that with things like it's doom and gloom, the rest of the world's going to end, and all, because their world was going to end, there's still this infiltration that they could connect with the creators, that they'll come up with these in the zone ideas, and that those ideas were placed in movies. So there's something within the movies as well that will awaken many of the mainstreamers, even though they might be watching something that's doom and gloom, they'll also be getting other signs infiltrated into them of which they actually want to believe in, which makes it even fueled even more. It's like the subtleness behind. It's really interesting behind the movies. So the creative ones are the ones that are going to channel the wisdom through first, and then the wisdom will be placed in movies, artwork, poetry, going live, YouTube channels, that sort of thing. Then it becomes more and more and more real as they start to realize there's a reality based within this imagination. There's more of a reality based in it. They won't be. This is another one that was underneath the poison card, and it was the anger card, keep your temper. So this says, even though it's poison dons, it's not actually poison. For some reason it came out as that for me, but it says you have been given everything you need. You already have everything you need to make contact within you. But then it's like keep your temper, and that actually came out together. So the keep your temper one was, you have to obviously be able to be in control of your emotions before this can happen. So how would be would be that the how would be that you have already controlled your emotions, and then they will come through mainly first channeling. And they have spoken about this before, but it is coming up now again, so I'm just going to let it flow. So channeling and feelings, and then I'm just going to take another deck. I'm going to use the tarot. Oh, they wanted me to use these cards too. I'll do a couple of those too, but how family trees. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep, radio. That makes total sense. So also in the how, there's family trees come out as well. How they will use specific family bloodlines that have held on to the codes of Atlantis, Lemuria when they were connected way before, and the star seeds that are born through those family bloodlines. They're the ones that would be more likely to be the chosen ones. Not to say that Steppins, for some reason they're saying also Steppins has happened as well, because some couldn't handle their mission, and so they left, and then a step-in would have happened. So a soul straight from Pleiades would have gone, I'm going to do the hard yard and just go straight in, like throw myself in the deep end here and swim like almighty, and to try to fulfill the mission, because there was a specific amount of light workers or those chosen from higher frequencies, and the Pleiadians were included in that bunch, and I'm not saying they're all Pleiadians, because there was other light workers or chosen ones as well from different places, but they will end up they ended up being born, and so there's family trees that they will go through. There's specific family bloodlines that they're more likely to contact first. So you might have had a UFO experience when you were a kid, or you might have had some sort of already felt you've been contacted before, one way or another. And you will already know this, I said. You already feel it within you that you are the ambassadors. You'll become the ambassadors of that. And you could become the ambassadors and not so-called be in the limelight. You could just be the ambassadors of holding frequency. You don't, like, it's all kind of a humbled kind of a thing, although there are those that are going to need to position themselves in the limelight so that it goes out even further, obviously, because that's just the way it is. We're in an outer world as well, but not to say that anyone's any better. They always bring back nobody's any better than anyone else, and we're all just playing our little part, right, in this how. So family bloodlines, those that are creating in the film industries and stuff like that. Look out for, if you do watch if you find yourself like you're with someone and they're like, I want to watch this movie, and you're watching it and go, oh my God, it's just a doom and gloom movie again. Here we go. There could be that there's some other symbols or something, symbology within that movie that really when you see it, all of a sudden a download comes through you. So there's an understanding of more than what that symbology just kind of sparks a code within you. So even if it is kind of a apocalyptic movie or something like that, don't worry about it so much. If you're already there and you're watching it, just see it from, wow, there could be a new sign here. Don't see it so negatively anymore. They want us to move into these new worlds with acceptance, a lot more acceptance. So that's really cool. I think I will leave it there, actually. That feels right for the how. Okay, well, I'll just get a couple of tarots, see if the tarot has a story for the how. How, please. How will they contact us? Okay, well, we had two that's together here that came out. We have the Four of Contacts. When you're contemplating, what's next, I don't know what's next. I'm in a place where I don't know what's going to come next, and you just feel like you're either lethargic, bored, and you're like, what's next? This is going to be like, they're showing me a spark of, that's it. I'm just going to really start really do my authentic self. And when you're doing your authentic self and you're drawn to watching certain things instead, or getting excited about going out under the stars or going through the forest or whatever, and there's going to be able to walk, change location or something like that, or move somewhere. You're lethargic about your life, and so you're ready to move on, and so you end up moving towards the space that has the locality where they can actually face-to-face contact you. And Ten of Pentacles, like this Ten of Pentacles is absolute, like the physical contact. There's a path there that you're moving. You're literally bored, so you move, and you, to be able to see that cup of love behind her, she needs to move. And so she moves, and she'll move towards physically grounding. Like, this to me is, even though it's got a parliament house, they're showing me a spaceship in the background instead, a path to a spaceship. So you might move through boredom, or there's a word they're trying to bring through. We just can't be bothered anymore. Anyway, and then you move. So because of that move, you end up finding some location that actually brings in physical contact. Yeah, so that could be the how. Okay, how is done. We're going to who is going to be contacted. Well, we kind of did that, right? But we'll see what else comes in anyway. Who? I'm going to use these cards. Okay, they want me to use these ones as well. Let's do these ones. Who? Hi, Diane. Good to see you guys. Who? Who will be contacted, please? Who will be contacted? I wonder if I can get some letters or some names. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I don't usually often get names, but it's funny. I've been in front of people that have given names recently, which hasn't happened much. Okay, and they're bringing that up. Okay, let's see. I'm not going to take those too many. Can you please tell me the story of who? Please tell me the story of who. Please tell me the story of who. Who? Who will be contacted? And then I'll do these ones. Who will be contacted? Who will be contacted? I don't know why, but there's a name called Sarah keeps coming up in my head, so I'm going to say that name. Wow, whole heap fell out then. Who? Okay, this person, whoever it is, has gone through a current of emotions. They've had people being extremely jealous of them. They've gone and done the inner work and found their central point of existence. Like they found that they're showing me, they found that they are pulling all of their chakras together to create a new ball of light. And within that new ball of light, they become their higher selves. So who? Somebody who's gone through emotions, had people jealous of them, been able to center their self to become infuse their higher self within themselves. Also, we have the beloved Zeus lovers, cosmic union. So couples that have found their there's a unity, someone that's got to the point where they are actually in a trusting, beautiful relationship and they know 100% this is the one. And then the visionary awake with an intuitive perspective. I see a bigger picture. So those that are becoming the visionary of this world, those that are stepping forward, and I'm literally seeing here like they're saying grandiose, like in other words, being seen by many, will also be contacted. Like they have a wide audience so that they can help shift many. It literally is giving me such a good feeling, this feeling, but it's a really different, weird feeling. I haven't felt that feeling before. It's kind of like a part of myself that's filled, which has never been filled or fueled before. And it feels different. Okay, I can't describe that. I wish we could have feeling TV, right? Wouldn't that be cool to have feeling TV? Okay, guys, I get a feeling. And then you're like, oh my God, that feeling's so cool. Oh, that would be so cool. Hey, maybe that's what they're talking about, that those that had this wider audience literally can shift the feeling in their audience and literally shift the feelings in the audience, like awaken a feeling in their audience, something that to them would feel unknown, an unknown feeling. And they're like, that's the first time I've ever felt that euphoric feeling, that feeling of, whoa, peace within my mind, that stillness and all of that. I actually did that a few times in my life. There was an account where this guy was, I was so interested in, I never took anything like DMT or anything like that, but this person was. And I was curious because I already had downloads and understandings of the pineal gland. And I saw mandalas, and I knew that mandalas and somatic patterns, they had already told me that that was a big deal to do with the pineal gland and clicking into contact, clicking into codes. And when I was with him, he was telling me about his experiences. And the first thing he said he saw was a whole heap of flashes of these mandalas, somatic patterns. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that lines up with what I got told, right? And then I said to him, how about, I said, I know how to steal my mind because they've taught me. So I should be able to steal my mind for long enough. Sit on you. So the only way we could do it was he's sitting on a chair and I sat on him and I put my forehead on his forehead and I just stilled my mind completely. And I got off and he wouldn't move. He would not move. Half an hour. He stayed in the space for half an hour. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, maybe I wonder if he's okay. Like, because, I get in my logical brain when I stop and I'm walking around. I'm just normal me again. But he stayed there for half an hour. And he said afterwards, he did not want to move because he had never felt that peace before. He'd never felt peace like that before in his life. So maybe the Who's are going, the Who's are going to be able to do this. I mean, we're kind of getting above ourselves. This is going into different questions, but it's good, right? It's all juicy. So, yeah, the people who are going to have a bigger, grander audience and be able to shift, literally, and they're showing me like this little girl in Japan. She had the capacity to be able to stand up on stage, and everyone in the audience was given a closed rose. These are all the stories they brought me to. As far as I know, it's for real, but I've never actually seen it happen. But this is the story, and they said it was real in the actual story that I come across. She had the ability to just wave her hand. I think it was Japan or China, probably China, but for some reason I have Japan in my head. Anyway, she stood up on stage. Everyone held their closed rose, and she could do this out to the and their roses would all open up. How freaking cool is that? So this is what we're doing. We're stepping into our higher reality, higher frequencies, recognizing that everybody outside of us is part of us, and so we can shift them. So that's really cool. Okay, we're up to where is this going to happen? Okay, we'll get tarot again, I think, for this one. Where is this going to happen? Really interesting. I'm like, in my head before I start, I'm like, where? Wow, that's an easy question to answer, but the tarots tell you something totally different as well. So I love their stories that come out. Where? I just got to get my, where? Those that stand on the edge of the precipice. Those that stand on the edge of the cliff. Those that are prepared to jump. Where? Okay, we've got all of these symbols. I've never noticed them around the fall before. I don't even know what they are. They actually circle him. They go all the way around. So this is all the way around the world. But the ones that are going to be contacted, even though they're all around, dotted all around the world, are going to be the ones that are standing on the edge. They're going to be the fools. They're going to be the ones that look like the fools in society. I'm literally seeing, to begin with, it could be in a vast, it would either be, they're showing me, I'm just going to go with this even though the tarot's here, but they're showing me a vast landscape. So it could be that you're in a vast landscape. It could be that you're in your bedroom and they will come and you will be the only one that can see them first. Like's happened to me before, but and the reason why they're doing it that way is because if they just came and landed in front of a whole heap of people that weren't ready, it would stop them from evolving. And there's a specific code of evolution of the soul has to go through before contact is made that will mean they can really be physically entangled in that with that person. And if they go before that, then they're disrupting the evolution of the soul. And so then the soul will just go into a panic and won't be able to handle what's because they will be coming from a fear base, and so they will want to attack. And so there's this very specific or there's an alignment that they are waiting for with specific people. Yeah, I wish I could think of the word. Sometimes they give me the feeling and I know exactly what they're talking about, but there's no English word for it. Or my vocabulary and my wording, my logical brain doesn't have it there. Tentative. There's a tentative spot. They're careful. That's not that. And they said it's not that they're just aligning themselves. They're not like going, oh, we've got to be really careful with who we contact and all that sort of stuff and where we contact them and all of that. It's more of a we're aligned ourselves. We know that this is going to be done in the right time with that soul. We are trusting that this is for real. This is what's meant to happen. They're trusting because they're coming from that higher frequency of trust. So even though from our point of view, logically, we're like, oh my God, how did that even work in place so that all of those cards just fell in the right way for me to evolve my soul to be able to ground contact? Yeah. So where it would be somewhere that's more secluded for those that are first starting out with real physical contact. And they might even be told, don't tell anyone yet, or they might be told, tell everyone, or they might get a feeling to tell everyone. They'll be telepathic with you anyway. So you will know whether you're one that needs to spread the word because you've already set yourself up to be able to spread the word, or your soul might be one that just has that contact and uses the information for your next advancement, but not necessarily tell others about the contact made. Really interesting what's coming out with a where Two of Swords. What's that about? What's the Two of Swords about, please? Two of Swords. It's like a story that's happening here. We have Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Wands that's come out. Okay, so Two of Swords was first. Someone who's blinded who could not see. Someone who could not see. Someone who could not see. Or was thinking, it's never going to happen to me. So they might be showing me a dark, like in the dark. It could be in a dark room. Waking up and then seeing beings beside their bed. The Wheel of Fortune is this was supposed to happen. You've got to the end You've done the whole full wheel and you're ready. You're ready. When it happens, you might get a fright, and you might, and they know this because they've done this even with me. So I can tell you 100% this is what can happen. You might go and get a fright, and then they disappear because they can't hold, they don't want to hold the frequency when you're in fear, but they will keep coming back, and it could be through telepathic method, even like, or just as you go to sleep. So it could be that they keep showing me a room. So for the where, it could be your bedroom, or out in the dark, out in the night, out when you're walking in the night. For some reason, the dark is just showing up. But then they also show me some that are going to be shown in fields of green, that are vast fields, and they're taken away by themselves. Like they move away. They feel that they might be in a group and they feel they need to move somewhere else. They feel they need to move away and go on their own. And that's what I'm picking up from the Three of Wands as well. So there's these two-way methods that are for starters, they're saying, that are coming up. Yeah, when I first, like, I saw many things. I actually, one stage that I wanted to connect to star being, and I woke up and I looked out in the night sky. My bedroom window was right, my bed was smacked right up against my bedroom window. I loved that. So I could see all the stars and that as I was falling asleep. And I woke up and I saw the stars do this really weird, like they align, and they were doing this kind of going inwards, and there was two of them like doing a yin yang kind of thing, but it was more square, and it was like these lines of white light, like the stars were moving. It was bizarre. And I'm like, oh, I wanted to contact a star. What was that? It was like this pattern that was happening with the stars. And then straight after that, I went back to sleep, and then I woke up and my whole room was white light, just white light. And this beautiful being was standing beside me, just glowing, like, holy crap. It was like a young teenage girl. This is all I could think of. But I got a fright, and I screamed. I'm like, what? Like you do. Like, well, it was frightening because the first thing you go to is a natural reaction to get a fright. And it was gone. Like, she just disappeared because she couldn't hold that frequency. And I was like, damn, I should have stayed. Now, don't get down on yourself if that happens, because they have at least made a contact with you, right? And that's enough for them to be able to, when you relax yourself, you can go back to that feeling. And then they've opened up a vortex for them to be able to telepathically or channel through you as well. So that's so cool. What else have we got here? We've got when. I always go when. Oh my God, do we want to do a when? Because when, geez. Okay, there's logical timing, we've got the months and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens with the when. When is this going to happen? When, please? When is this going to happen? I'm going to take more notice of the numbers. So when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Okay, interesting. Okay, we had two cards that came out. Oh, the one that came out that was up front was the Nine of Swords, and the nine straight up in my head was like, this could be when you are at the end of your tether with reality and you've had enough. And it could also be the nine standing out around your birthday, because my birthday is in September, and it's the 9th month. And for some reason, that's what poured through my head was the 9 and September. But then I was like, oh, that's my birthday. And then I'm like, oh, it could be around your birthdays. So that's interesting too, to note. Obviously, this is not going to be for everyone but maybe for those that are watching. But we also have sevens. So there's 2 sevens coming out here, which is August. But for some reason, seven's giving me another feeling. Putting down the wands and doing the work. When would be someone who's finally putting down the wands and working on a business, working on something, working towards something, finally having the energy because they've stopped fighting the world, that they are creating something amazing now and they're ready to almost harvest. So the when could be that you're ready to pick your harvest, or it could be that you're literally in disarray and you can't do this anymore and you've got to the breaking point of I don't want to do this anymore. And so it shifts you because you're, if you keep going past the threshold of wanting to leave, then you are open to a whole new world. So it does feel sometimes when we're at that moment of, I can't do this anymore, that you're like, you let go enough. And when you let go enough, you just like, well, I don't care about this. I don't care about the next few days. I'm going to just let go so much that I'm just going to, what's going to make me happy now because I can't do it. And so you end up moving towards putting down the wands or something. I feel like this is 2 separate kind of energies. This is 2 separate kind of energies. Could be those that have just stopped fighting and creating something, and it could be those that have got to the end of their tether and let go enough for them to come through now. Yeah. Well, that was full on. Okay. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Wow, so much. Recently went out of body and saw people inside my house, then had a vision of a beautiful blonde woman that kept repeating something to me, but I couldn't hear her. Isn't it interesting? Sometimes when they do come, they can do that, like they'll speak and you can't hear it, or you can't, because it's actually the vibration that they're sending you more than the actual physical words. They want you to start channeling. They want you to start moving with them anyway, to channel with them. And so it is. Anyways, guys, so timing wise, I think I will leave it there. Yes, I will. So I won't do any tarots for the chat bar today, but I might do that on Tuesday again. Always just go with the flow with that one, if that's feeling right or not. Don't forget, you can book me for an intuitive reading, and I've got the masterclasses coming up. I also want to put something together for the message that I got of what happens when we die, and that's so huge. So I really don't know how I'm going to do that still yet, but it's coming. It will come one way or another. Thank you guys in the chat bar. I usually turn off and don't thank you guys, but thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Caltech. Thank you, Sky. Love you guys heaps too. So cool. It was a really good reading. I love these big question readings. They make me feel good. So we'll just keep going with those. Until next time. Bye.